Hmm. Would you say अगर हम जरा quickly summarize करना चाहें big moves during the year, I think based off at least the last 2 3 months, like Q4, end of
I
Q3,
think tell me you are
this
corporate
is
without telling me you are corporate.
huh, this is really the year I think we started to see albums
Hmm.
being a serious thing again. There was Tala Anjum ki album, there was Jani ki album, there was Talal Qureshi ki album. Quite a few people, Natasha ki album. खैर, Natasha ki album तो was always going to be an album. At least कुछ सालों से काम हो रहा था, तो हमें पता था. But the other people, I
Hassan
didn't expect कि
Rahim,
हाँ जी
Abdul
सभी
Hanan.
निकाल रहे हैं. Hassan Rahim, yeah, Hassan Rahim तो when he announced his album, that was early in the year. I think I was in Pakistan. I think ये January February की बात है. And people were surprised because I remember उस वक्त the vibe being कि अब तो singles ही आते हैं ना, मतलब शायद 3 singles आ जाएं साथ, but everyone's like, oh अच्छा album आ रही है. So yeah, lots and lots of people working on albums, and we've talked about some reasons why this might be. But how do you feel about that being like one of the thematic elements of 2023 in
Yeah,
Pakistani
and easy
music?
to explain,
Or
right?
any
Like
other
if we
things?
think of this generation of artists as people that came into their own during COVID or post COVID, so 2020, 2021,
Hmm.
that means 2 or 3 years into their career, they have said, okay, now we are going to do some work that gives us a portfolio work that we can advertise and sell something
Hmm.
artistically. It is also the year that big record
Hmm.
labels have made it really big. Spotify, I think, was around last year as well, but this year they have really invested. They're doing lots of local events, lots of billboards, lots of Pakistan specific
Yeah. Yeah.
investments. So Spotify ko log, like, artists are catering to Spotify. They're also catering to big music labels. So Sony, for example, is here. Then there's all these artist management companies who are not labels, but they help you deal with some part of the work, and then they help you advertise
Yeah.
all of that. So to attract interest in those, you have to also have an album. Many of these companies are international, not local, which means that they are probably not as in tune to singles as they are to be able to go to someone's Spotify page, see how many listeners they have, and then look at an album and say, okay, yeah, this is a body of work that is worth investing in. So it makes sense that the industry is shifting towards it. At some point, will there be a swing back to singles over albums? Probably. Like
Hmm.
it seems to me now that it is somewhat cyclical.
Huh. And also, or they might just continue uh, onwards, depending on where the artist is in terms of their career
Hmm.
and plan. कभी कभार तो like all these corporate stuff will always
Hmm.
be single based ना, but वो गाना तो गाना है, तो वो आपका single आ जाएगा. Maybe you're a newer artist, तो आपका अभी single का ही सीन है, album का नहीं है. What I wonder is, what you're saying is the cyclical thing कि if someone has put out an album or plural, will they go back to singles and then do an album, or are they just now album artists, which in the high frequency release situation of streaming music or streaming media, that might mean कि आप 2 साल तक गायब हैं आप, and can you afford
Yeah.
that? So maybe you do collabs with single artists or whatever. So हाँ.